Don't tee me up.
They ain't ready for it. They was sleeping on us, yeah, I know that they were snoring. But they waking up the triple doubles, yeah, we scoring. So cold with it, you might need a coat. K-Dot in the booth with Mike, they the ghosts. We be out here debating, it's all about the conversation. Y'all people be getting mad at the observation that we making. You know it's all fast, there's no cap in the raps or this podcast. Millennials versus the world. Millennials versus the world. Millennials versus the world. Millennials versus the world.
They ain't ready for it, no, but they ain't ready for it. Running so high, yeah, we had to get the sum up. Yeah, now we really on the come up.
What up, man? We got the Millennials versus the World podcast. It's your boy K-Dot Mims.
It's OG Meso.
You know, I thought you said Mike Jackson.
Mike Jackson. I can be Mike Jackson.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
all right, bro.
Mike
the
Jackson.
only spot you get authenticity and entertainment, man. So a couple weeks ago, a month ago, whenever that was, we shot a video on mental health, man. And we got a queen on today that's going to talk about purpose and healing. And you know, where the conversation goes, it goes. But a super dope soul on the podcast today. Miranda, thank you for joining us. What up?
Hey, Kings. Thanks for having me.
For sure.
Y'all are super dope, though, for real. Y'all really super dope. And in real life, I can tell.
All right. Appreciate that. So real quick, for people that don't know, what made you really feel strong about healing and purpose? What was something that happened to you or something in your story that made you feel like healing and purpose is worth speaking about on any platform?
Well, first of all, that would be like a whole 10-hour day conversation about
break it down for the people. Give it, make a long story short.
Make a long story short, though. I mean, ever since I was 10 years old, I always wrote like self-identity, who am I, this, that, and third. So I guess like it really just like always been in me. Mm-hmm. But I know for the past 6 years, I really like went on a journey like, okay, you know, I'm tired of everything. I want to you know, I want to be successful. I want to let go of my toxic relationship. And, you know, I just really, I want to do more. So I started off rapping because I was rapping since the age of 10 years old. So I started off and I went by Meranda Harris. I'm sure a lot of people know me as that. So I went by Meranda Harris. So for, I'll say 4 years, I was more into rapping, but then February 28th, 2020, last year, I had a car accident and a near-death car accident. At that, I cracked my liver, rib fracture. I was in and out of the hospital for 3 months, even after coming out the hospital. Sure. Like it was crazy. So, and I realized that I really didn't have nobody in my corner. So I'm like, okay, everybody know me. Everybody know Mariah, this, that, and the third. Everybody know me, but nobody came to see me. And only was like, I'll say 2 people out of hundreds of people that know me from the 757 and other places, New York, whatever. Only like 2 people like hit me up. Right. And so I'm like, yo, like what the freak? Like, what am I doing? You know? But the main thing that hurt me the most, it wasn't even my pain from that I got from my car accident. The main thing that hurt me the most was literally, I was like, yo, if I were to die, I was like, literally, I had nothing to leave my daughters. Right. And I was like, yo, something wrong. Like, I was like, I got to get my life together, you know? So I really was, I just, you know, I was just talking to my source, you know, who God, and I was like, I'm just ready to heal. I'm ready to heal the wound child in me. I'm ready to just let go of trauma, everything. I'm tired of acting, you know, I'm tired of acting. Right. Even as a rapper, I was acting, you know, I really wasn't myself. I really wasn't mentally healthy and whole and free. I wasn't none of that. And you can tell because if you go back, you see me with all these different color wigs and it's like, yo, something wrong. I went from hip hop to rap to country rap. You can tell people like, you can tell, okay, something a little off, you know, but to other people, it was creativity. To me, I know that I was just trying to find myself, like I said, the past 6 years. Right. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I just asked God, I was like, yo, I'm just really ready to get my life together and ready to find my purpose. I really want to know what I'm here for. And so I went on a 30-day mental health challenge.
Okay, that's what's up.
But before that, I can kind of say, you know, I prayed for a long time and I was just doing the most. I was praying, I was fasting, I was meditating, this, that, and the third. But I said, I'm going to go on a 30-day mental health challenge. And after that 30-day, like I said, 6 years of me trying to find myself, but within those 30 days of me really, really tapping into a higher source, like I can truly say, like I was completely like fix my own crown.
For sure, for
Like,
sure.
you
That's
know,
dope.
like, yeah. So I really fixed my own crown after that. And I was just like, yo, I was just asking myself, you know, asking the universe, like, I've been trying for 6 years. How I don't understand how in 30 days. In 30 days, I was able to do it. And what I
What made
heard,
you do that? What made you go on the 30-day challenge?
I don't know. I just felt like it was right. I just felt like I really needed to tap in because, like I said, I mean, I tried to find myself for 6 years, but I wasn't really. You could tell I wasn't really focused and really trying. You get what I'm saying? You know, I went through a lot of different identities. You know, as being a rap artist, being a mother, being a woman, well, a girl at that time, trying to be in different relationships. So, but you know, in all reality, like I said, it was really telling. I just really was trying to find myself, but I just felt like if I lock in for 30 days, you know, but I realized the difference was this time I wasn't just praying. Praying is for talking. Meditating is for listening. This time, within that 30 days, I was listening more. I was meditating more.
Ooh, that's dope. I know.
Yeah, that's so bag. So I can imagine during that time period, as you was I guess you was going through your journey, that relationships came and went. You know, can you talk about that? How many friendships you
Man.
lost,
Oh, that's a fact.
you know, how you had to deal with family differently, you know, what challenges did you face?
um it was definitely hard because at that time, you know, I was just still this wounded child. You know, that's why a lot of relationships don't work. You this wounded little girl, this wounded little boy. You know, you try to figure out why your relationship not working because you're not whole, you're not happy. No relationship is gonna work, right? And so it was one time before the first time I knew that I supposed to be more than what I supposed to be. I was in a relationship, right? And I started being vegan. I started being vegan and I tried pescatarian. And also on top of that, I didn't have sex for 90 days. And I was in a whole relationship, a whole year. Like, she like, what?
Sure,
What do you mean?
God bless you.
Right,
God bless you. That's a new religion.
Yeah,
God bless you.
You know what? He was like, yo, like what? So it was hard. It was hard for real. And then especially like during that time, I just knew, you know, he was for me. Like me and him was like best friends or whatever. Like I just knew he was for me. But you know, we kind of held out. But it was really hard though, especially with family. You know, even like now, you know, after fixing my own crown and the conversations I have and the people that I'm around now, it's still hard now, you know, because people look at you as what they're gonna look at you for who they knew you as, who they knew you when you were younger. They looking at you as that, you know, like my nickname was Tweety. They look at me as Tweety from Holiday. They looking at me from Tweety from the Hood. They looking at me as Mariah Moscato. The sex is who, you know, kind of show her body a lot more.
Right.
You know, so yeah, that was it was rough. You know, even now, like I'm celibate. So, and you know, relationships and all that is definitely it takes a lot of discipline.
Absolutely.
Hold on. So you just like absolutely no go on relationships right now? Because the people need like you just like does he
Right
gotta come
now? Okay,
correct or you
so
just like no?
okay, so
All right, hold on,
after
real quick. So if Morris Chestnut just popped up out of nowhere,
You celibate. You gonna do
Hey,
relationship.
why do you have why
You know what I'm saying?
dark
Like
skin out there? Mike, why did you have to throw dark skin out there? You must
yeah,
need
hey,
it.
look, I know
Dark
what's
skin.
in. I know what's in. I ain't no hater.
You know, okay, so after I went on my 30-day challenge, right? I was in the entanglement at the time.
gosh.
But
The
so
entanglement
listen,
word.
I threw that out there.
Yeah.
So, but I let him know. I said, hey, you know, I'm about to do, you know, go on my 30-day challenge. You know, I'm not gonna be talking to you that much. I'm just really trying to this and third. Like, you know, cool, I understand.
Right.
But after my 30 days, and I realized who I am, where I'm going, and why I'm here, baby. I mean, it wasn't a need for me to really, you know, for me and him to really take it any further, you know?
Right.
I would just really focus on me. Like I just became obsessed with me. Like even now, I became obsessed with being better, a better me, becoming the best version of me, so to speak. So, so after that, okay, so I was like, I'm not gonna, you know, be in a relationship. I'm just worried about myself. I was like, maybe the end of 2021, you know, I'll start dating again. I have a friend right now, so I'm gonna just leave that at that. But yeah, I am celibate though. So it takes a lot of discipline, and people, I realize that, as a female, as a woman, a real man is gonna look at you as a woman and accept you, regardless. Like you don't have to, go to the clubs and show your body. You don't have to have sex with him all the time. Like it just depends on, what you really want. But
So was the car accident the thing that changed the momentum of your life, or was it that specifically, or was it that amongst other things? Because what I'm hearing you say is like, I was this person, I was finding myself, the car accident happened, people weren't coming to visit me. I reflected a lot, and it was just like, yo, this is not me. I got to get better. So was it the car accident specifically, or was it like the car accident along with minimal visitation when you were going through what you were going through? Were those things together, or was it just the car accident, the near-death experience?
So you want, so the first thing was in my lifetime, the first thing, because like I said, this we're talking about 6 years. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about 6 years of trying to find myself. But I can say the first turning point was letting go of a 5-year toxic relationship. That was that ran deep. And so really, that's why I really, and it's crazy because it was like 5 years, and it took me, I would say 5 to 6 years to really, fix my car and get myself together. The first turning point was that the car accident. No, the second turning point was me getting evicted for the second time. And I'm like, all right, what the freak? I got daughters. Girl, you got to get it together, So, I kept moving up. I kept moving up a little bit with the whole, or whatever, but still, I was still playing with my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
I was still playing with it. And then, so after that, the third, that I said the car accident was that third turning point. So you know what they say, the third time's the charm.
No doubt.
And so after that, man, I just, it really hurt. Like, man, it hurt to know that I was like, yo, like, I won't about to leave my daughters, nothing. I'm out here, like I'm out here going to club, going to this, that, and third. Like, I ain't have nothing to leave my daughters. Like, that like right now, like, it just makes me so emotional. Like, that's messed up. Like, that's my heart. My daughters, Lily and Lyric. Like, but that was the main turning point. But after that, though, it was like nothing else matters besides becoming the best version of myself and building wealth for my daughters. Like, leaving a legacy with my last name. And then that's how I started my first business, Mariah's Dream Store, and then I started my second business, Fix Your Crown Movement. But Fix Your Crown Movement is really more dear to me, of course. So like Mariah's Dream Store, I kind of do that more hand in hand. In all reality, I let my mom sell most of the merchandise. I don't even like go hard on the internet no more about it, because like when you have to have a definite purpose, just like the book, How to Own Your Own Mind. The first thing is what? Definite purpose. The first thing out of the 8, you have to have a definite purpose and focus on one thing. So it's like right now I'm just focused on Fix Your Crown Movement for real though. But that accident, man, it was just an eye opener. Like I just knew it. But when I had my accident, because I fell asleep, right? I fell asleep. And I felt me going off the road a little bit. So then the second time I fell asleep, I looked up and like the wall was right there. And it was like, boom. I was like, yo. So I passed out. I passed out. I came into. But literally the first thing, guess what the first thing I said?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You said the first thing you said was?
The first thing I said, you'll think it was, me thinking the worst, right? Right. You'll think I would thought the worst. The first thing I said, I was like a stoic. I said, dang, another obstacle I got to get through. Literally, that was my mindset. Right. And that right there, I was like, yo, like the universe, like, I just knew it. Cause like when that year had came in, I just knew like 2020 was going to be da-da-da. But I still believe that though. I still believe that 2020 was to be my best year. And I can truly say 2020 was my best year.
Right. That's what's up.
It was my best year ever. I haven't even clocked in for the white man since my accident.
Okay,
And you'll be
talk
like,
your
okay,
talk.
yeah, of
Talk your
course.
Go
talk
ahead,
then.
y'all. Go ahead.
Talk
and
your
get 'em.
talk. Talk
Oh
your
yeah,
talk.
okay.
Yeah.
So, but I heard you say what I want to tap into real quick. I heard you say, the Fix Your Crown movement. Can you kind of like tap in and speak about what made you start it, what it's about, and why that's your passion?
Well, I mean, overall, everything I said. And so it was me literally telling myself, girl, you need to fix your crown. It was literally me saying that, girl, fix your crown. You got to get it together like that because, I know that, we're kings and queens, but, I never tapped into my spiritual self, because I mean, we're a spirit in a human body. Some people think we're a human with a spirit. No, we're literally just a spirit, in a human body. Like
For sure.
me, like my face, everything, like what I got, this is not me. Like I'm a spirit. We're a spirit,
Yeah.
But it's overall of everything, that I've been mentioning. I just knew I needed to fix my crown. And when I did fix my crown, I just knew that I supposed to help everybody else. And I was just, question the universe. I'm like, how do I suppose to, what makes me qualified? We do that a lot. We do that a lot. Like even now, I'm still trying to accept all the passion and the visions that our father like gave me, and it's overwhelming, because I'm like, well, I'm tweeting from, sometimes that little voice to creep up on you. Well, you just tweeted from the hood. You just,
for sure.
the other year, girl, you were just showing your body. Now you trying to say you a whole queen out here. Like, stop playing. Sometimes that voice, that voice try to creep in or whatever. But I'm still trying to accept it now. But that's just like after I found my purpose, or after someone would find their purpose, you'll think that you're gonna go 0 to 100 real quick.
Right.
Like the accepting part, accepting your purpose and going from doing this, doing that to being and actually being and holding on to the vision, man, that part hit different.
For sure.
That's the hardest. That part is way harder. Seriously though.
Let me tap into this real quick. This is gonna be a crazy one, and you don't gotta put nobody on blast.
Or you can if you want. I'll just mess with you.
But I often talk about how like the steps we making, people our age, right, is directly tied to the generation before us, right? Do you believe that the generation before us created these barriers that like have us fighting to find ourselves and finding our purpose? Like I feel like sometimes we have a hard time getting to the point that we all have tried to get to, right? Because of like the mechanisms of the generation before us. Do you think the generation before us like hurting us more than they think than they want to believe?
That's 100% true. I 100% agree. That is, I would call mental and historical conditioning, spiritual bondage, all the above. Okay.
For sure. Yes, for sure.
All the above, like even, some people like now, like especially even believe in the oppressors, white America, like, or, our great grandfather and great grandmother. Like, that's why, like, it's so vital to question your belief system. Like going through the process of healing and purpose and becoming mentally healthy. Like it's so important to question your belief system. Right. I wonder if my grandma was right when she said, so a lot of men don't cheat, but you just got to deal with it, or you just got to accept. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if the
Hey, but for the record, black men don't cheat.
Black men don't cheat.
For the record,
okay. Y'all announced that. Yes, King. I like the energy. But like even questioning the pastor, like the pastor that that's your home church. You knew him since you were younger. Like I wonder if he's telling the truth about waiting till Jesus come. But yet that pastor ain't teach you about kingdom living, kingdom thinking. Right. You get what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Like it's you have to question your belief system, because like I said, like all the philosophy, the ideology, the theology, all that comes from our ancestors.
Right. Where did that come from in your journey? Like, when did you start questioning, like, hey, bro, something not right? What they told me coming up is not what's helping me now. Right. So in your journey of healing, when did you start realizing like maybe what I was taught is not what I need in order to grow?
I'll say about 3 years ago. Because like I said, 2 years ago, I said like because 2 years ago, like I said, that's when I did the whole 90-day no sex, pescatarian, vegan, and I was questioning a lot of stuff. So I say about 2-3 years ago, I was questioning a lot of stuff, even with females. You know, they like females don't supposed to have a menstrual. They don't supposed to have a period. And so I'm like, I love to research. I'm big on research. You give me something, I'm gonna tap in right then and there. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of notes. I'm gonna have 5 pages, 10 like I'm gonna give you that information. So I'm like, yo, I wonder if that's true.
Right.
You know, and I had it was.
Hold on, say what you gonna say. Is it true? Is it true?
Listen,
Yeah, don't try to save it now.
Yeah, shoot that thing.
Yeah.
Yo, it's true though. It's true. If you eat healthy, you eat from the earth, you won't really have that. And I can say that because of the fact that I had a health problem. Let me say that. And you know, I don't know TMI, but I was bleeding a lot. Even for like 2 whole weeks.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
And I'm like, yo, but then I heard it and I was like, you know what? Well, I'm gonna, I'm gonna question it. I'm gonna experience this on myself. And I stopped when I was vegan, but before I tried tapping in pescatarian, it's true. Right. It stopped then. And I'm talking about 2-3 weeks of bleeding, but it's so I can say that it's true. Right. And I'm sure a lot of other females or whatever. And I love herbs and all that and all the other stuff. Just like, I mean, I'm about to start also selling sea moss and all that because sea moss was that main thing that helped me recover more quickly than anything else, you know, so that's dear to me also. And that, you know, sea moss, it helps you, you know, physically and mentally, you know. But yeah.
What level of discipline did it take to do all these things that you're speaking on? Like, because everybody think you can wake up and make a decision. Speak to us about what the discipline was like, though.
I can't go 2 days.
Bro, for real, without that McDonald's number 2, bro.
I need a number 2. I need a 2C. It's a 2C now.
The C is the what?
Like the deluxe jump.
That ain't got bacon on it.
No, I don't got
What we not gonna do is talk about McDonald's.
I didn't know they got bacon on it. But
what we not gonna do is talk about McDonald's. No McDonald's. No McDonald's. No McDonald's.
We working on it. Yeah. What was that discipline level like, though?
So yeah, it definitely didn't happen.
I be seeing you work out and stuff, bro. You be like real committed.
Yeah.
What is that discipline level like?
Well, I started 3 years ago. Like I said, that initial me doing the whole 90-day no sex, and I feel like it started then. That it started, you know, I started working on it then. Unintentionally though. Unintentionally. You know, it was just something out of nowhere, and I felt like the universe and my father wanted me to do it, so I did it. And that's before I even had an actual close relationship, because I was still, you know, I was still in my Mariah Moscato stuff and, you know, dressing halfway. Like I won't even calling myself queen and living up to that standard at all. So yeah, it's definitely something that's not going to happen overnight, but also, you know, you can wake up and say, I'm going to do this. Just like me. Like, I just like, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. I felt that on my heart. But at the end of the day, a human's mind, willpower is the most strongest thing on earth.
Right, that's for sure.
Is the most strongest thing on earth. You can say, oh, I'm saved, I'm this, I'm that, I'm Muslim, I abide by this, but you can listen to 1,000 motivational videos. Nothing's gonna work unless you have that willpower. Willpower is the strongest thing on earth. Willpower is stronger even than the Holy Spirit. Like the willpower is the strongest. So you can wake up and say whatever. Like I can instantly make up my mind and say, you know what, forget this. I'm just gonna go back to being Tweety, who I'm mostly been comfortable with my whole life. You know, like.
So even though that was like 2 or 3 years ago, do you still have those struggle days now? Not necessarily converting back, just like reminding yourself, this is my journey, this is my purpose. Like, do you still have those days now? Because, you know, a lot of people think once you get over that hump, it never comes. Like, and I heard you say earlier, like that voice creeps up.
Right.
But what is it like now, even though it's 2-3 years later and you still on your grind? What is it like still not reverting back to those times and to those moments?
Well, before I speak on that, I will say that I wouldn't say it's been 2-3 years. Like really, I'm only like 9 months old. So we're talking about since October when I was whole, complete, happy, fits my crown. So really, I'm only like 9 months old, really.
Yes,
You know. So, but it takes a lot. Some people think, yeah, you heal, you feel this way, you got your life together, you in love, you married, you got everything you want, you got wealth, you got your crypto, you got everything, and you think it's gonna be good, but no, like you really, at first you have to set the foundation. Every single morning I set the foundation. Every single morning I have a morning routine, and if I don't do that morning routine, you gonna know I didn't do that morning routine.
Right.
Okay? You gonna know that I did not do it. I'm gonna know I didn't do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, like I have a morning routine, and it consists of about an hour to an hour and 30. Or sometimes I might, be tired from being with my girl, being with my princesses, the night before, and doing this and third, or driving, and I might wake up a little later, an hour later or something, or 30 minutes later. But I still have to do that, set my foundation in the morning. Like you have to, in order to keep discipline.
For sure.
You're not just gonna, it's not just gonna stick with you. You know what I'm saying? The way is not. I have journals, I have notebooks, all that. I have affirmations on the back of my closet, affirmations to the left of me when I wake up. I have things printed out. I have my values printed out, my character values, my personal business values, and my personal values that I read every day. I have my personal mission statement that I read every day. I read my Bible every day. I pray, kingdom prayer at that. So that's like a whole 45 minutes by itself. Like you have, like the discipline is not gonna stay. It's not gonna stay quickly, as you would. And I done tried to see, matter of fact, it was a few weeks ago. I was like, I'm gonna try to see, can I live without my 20 alarms? I'm gonna try to see, do I still got to do this and the third? And yes, I still got to.
Got
For sure.
I still have to do it. Like it takes a lot of discipline, but it just, when it's like when you know who you are and where you going, what you can really do.
What made you feel worthy of that now? Like I can feel the vibe. You like, yo, I know where I'm going. I'm worthy of getting what I'm about to get. What did it take to make you feel like, yo, I deserve what's coming to me? Even if it's
I have to tell myself, I still have to tell myself that every day. Every day I have to say, I am enough. I am deserving. I am worthy. We're talking, like I said, I'm only 9 months old. So it's like, I'm a baby who's still learning how to walk. I'm trying to crawl. I'm crawling now. I'm crawling now. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I have to tell myself that every day, because like I've been through a lot of different, identities and different lifestyles, mostly everything besides stripping, might as well say, and prostitute,
For sure.
So
did anybody make it through? Did anybody that you was rocking with or really close to before all this, before this journey started, did they make it through the storm? That like y'all still close, y'all still, had the same bond that y'all had, or is it like
everybody got cut?
Or is it like nobody made the team?
I don't.
Good, gracious.
Before I speak, let me think on it.
Hey, look.
Nobody. I wouldn't say nobody for real. Shout out to Ty Pretty. Ty Pretty. He was checking on me. He's mad cool. Me and him still communicate now. It's like, oh, what's up, Ty? This and the third. Like Ty Pretty, he cool. Lit visual. Sometimes I conversate with him or whatever. Me and him was about to shoot a video together. I say like a month before my accident. So, but really, people that been knowing me and people that I was with, nobody made it. No, like no.
Absolute respect.
It's that deep. Yeah.
Like that. So how much has your environment changed as far as like what you consume versus then and now?
Whole world
let it go, bro. Don't save them. Let it go.
You had to let it go.
Oh yeah.
Whole world changed. Like I said, like nobody made it. So I changed my environment. I changed my talk. You gotta change your talk. You gotta change your environment. And the fact that nobody made it. I was able to, and that's a plus because I was able to create the world that I visioned, the world and that the vision that was placed in me. I was able to create that, not having to worry about nobody's feelings, not having to worry about someone, trying to hold me back. That's why a lot of people, they be worried about their friends and, oh, I don't have friends, or they be in all these different groups. But how you expect yourself to grow if you're surrounded by all these people, all these different ideas, all these thoughts and ideology and philosophy that's trying to be placed in you, and placed on you. So yeah, like, I mean, I'm thankful. I can't complain, and I'm glad. I'm glad that I'm creating the life and legacy that I want. Like, at first I used to care about, even what my sister and everybody think. I don't care anymore. Right. I don't care. I would tell you quickly, I'm busy, or I send you a text, I'm doing something. But before then, I'd be like, oh, let me pick up.
Right.
And then time wasted and I ain't did nothing. But now I don't care. I don't care at all. I'm happy creating the life that I want.
Like, when you said change your talk, that jank it just resonated with me, because I know exactly what you meant when you said it. You meant, because you can't change your talk unless you change your mindset, right? Like,
that's a fact.
Right.
And like the same conversation that you was having 6 years ago, you should be having now. Like, so those same circles that you was in 6 years ago, if the talk hasn't changed, them circles aren't for you. Like, I don't even have a question. I just wanted to highlight that joint because it was so dope, because I don't think we are able to articulate exactly what we're trying to do when we grow sometimes.
That's for sure.
Yeah, and that's real dope. Like, change your talk. Like, what we talking about?
And right, like, look, like, what we talking about? We talking about investing.
Right.
Is we talking about, like, what we talking about? We talking about trying to go have on a section in the club, or we trying to go have on some real estate?
Right.
Hey, look, and my answer would be both.
Right. Yeah.
I'm trying to go half on the section, celebrate, and going half on the real estate.
Yeah, we talking about.
You understand what I'm saying? But
when you celebrate, when it's time to celebrate, but not every week though. Like,
that's a fact.
That's a fact. You can't have one without the other.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's dope.
But I was about to say, to your point, I think that a lot of times too, like, it's uncomfortable to think different than your circle. Like,
absolutely,
if you that one person that thinks differently than like what they're used to, because, bro, when you in the process, sometimes when you get to the end goal, you be like, dang, I sounded crazy when I was saying it. But now that I know what I meant to say, I know that everybody I was talking to during this time,
they just weren't ready for it.
No, they weren't. But now I know. And it's like, it's honestly like, I know this is gonna be so crazy. What was the movie on Netflix with Sandra Bullock with the Bird Box?
Bird Box, yeah.
When you see it, it's almost like once you see it and feel it, you can't unsee it. Once you see the zone, the purpose, you can't unsee it anymore.
You can't unsee the purpose. Yeah, like once you finally get your eyes on it, ain't nothing stopping you now.
Like, it's like
I'm locked in. Yeah. I'm locked in.
Yeah. So to
even like a crackhead though, like sometimes when I have my days, I don't, every day you don't wake up your best. Right. So sometimes, when I have my days, I remind myself, I just be, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear.
Oh, my phone. Okay, so I just be reminding myself, I be like, yo, like, even the crackhead, like, they gonna get it, they out getting it today. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, they out getting it. I'm like, yo, like, you gotta get it. Like, that's how I be. Like, I be had to tell myself, like, girl, like, don't let the crackhead outwork you. They out there getting it today.
And they was
they out there
necessary too, bro.
Hey, we gotta get on the shirt. Bro.
Yeah. Hey, bro, that might be a bestseller, bro. Don't let that's dope.
Hey, we'll talk.
Yeah. You feel me? But one other question: how is it raising young princesses, as you said, knowing what you know now versus how you were raised? How is it raising them with the information that you have now?
Man, it. Like, literally, okay, so I teach my daughters every day, like, and sometimes I be having to remind myself, like, just let them be kids. Because in any little small conversation, I be like, like, that wasn't right. I feel like you should do this. You got to communicate. Like, I go into a whole, right, but, it's different because, my mom, she didn't tell me she loved me a lot. I think it probably was like, I remember like one time, in church, and the pastor be like, tell your neighbor you love them. So,
that's tough though. That's tough coming up like that though.
Yeah.
Right. So every day, like all day, I tell my girls, I love you, and my girls, they see me and they see how I treat them, and they do the same thing. Like any little thing, I'm in the office or whatever, they'll knock on the door. Mom, you okay? You good? You need something? Okay. You know, like they're like really sweet, but it's different because, uh, knowing what I know about my parents and their relationship, um, how it wasn't the best. Like it really makes a difference,
For sure.
It really does. So, and me and my girls, we have Wealthy Wednesdays.
Oh, that's dope.
So,
Tap into
and
that.
we started that.
Tap into that. You can't say that and not tap into it.
yeah.
Though. What's that? Tap into that. What is that?
Drop that jewel real quick.
Yeah.
So I started it last year. Because like I said, knowing the fact, like I said, after my accident, literally nothing else matters besides becoming the best version of myself and creating, wealth and legacy. So on Wednesday, so we have this notebook, and sometimes I might cut different things out for them to cut and paste. Like, one side I say assets, the other side, they'll be able to list and glue liabilities, just different. And so we'll look at videos, about Bitcoin, or even if I'm tapping into something, even though they don't understand, like I let them know, you might not understand the language now, but just like anything new, the more you continue to listen to it, the more, and as you get older, it'll come easy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's definitely dope though. And sometimes we just review, like yesterday, all my alarms went off. Yesterday, we fed the homeless.
Oh, that's
me and the girls, my friends. So we fed the homeless on Wealthy Wednesday, but I felt like, I don't have to always teach them about just the good stuff and the, and the glamour of wealth. I felt like that's the part that they should see, and that really teach them, about tapping into mental health of being wealthy, because a wealthy person, what really makes a wealthy person is like mental health, physical health, spiritual health, financial health. I feel like those four makes a person like ultimately wealthy. You get what I'm saying? Like if you 100 in all four components, so it's really dope though. It's really dope.
I got a question. So can you tap into, I know you don't see, when you keep going, it make me want to ask more questions, but so can you tap into, like, when you say mental health, where was, like, knowing what you know now, where was it at to where it's at? Like, what was the mental health? Where was it at then to where it's at now, as far as mental health go? And like what you learned about it, your outlets, your therapy. So where were you at with it? And then like, how did it get to where it's at now?
Well, I mean, like I said, my mental health issues was mostly like, I'll say, self-identity. I feel like as a human, we really ask ourselves like most of this question: who am I? Where am I going? What can I do? Where I come from? And those questions like that. So those is like the main question that I always ask myself.
Sure.
So with that being said, now though, me being mentally healthy more so comes from my source. I don't know about everybody else, but my source is my Father in heaven. And that's because I want everything that he have for me. Like it's okay to know that, okay, you're good at this and I'm gonna do this. And some people, they're not, they don't tap into a higher, so they don't tap into him. But I feel like those people are missing out on the ultimate things they can be doing, the higher things, the other passions, that they supposed to be here for,
For sure.
But yeah, that's just my thing. That's what makes me complete. I don't really do the whole the sage and doing all that every month. I don't have to, like, I'm just my natural spiritual self. Some females, and they be hitting me up like, so have you went to this store? I forgot the name of it. Have you went to this, and what kind of, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't do that. I just feel like, I might burn my little candles, but that's just rare. Like really, I just try to tap more into my natural spiritual self. Like I don't be doing none of that. I don't smoke. I don't like the sage, and I love crystals. I'm learning about crystals now though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm learning more about crystals and all that, but the other stuff though, nah, that ain't me.
All right, so before, because we don't want to hold you too long, is there anything else you would like to tap into about healing and purpose before you tell the people where they can find you and all know your business and stuff. Is there anything else you would like to drop on them before we close out? Because you had some super dope information today, for real, for real.
Yeah, I felt like I gave a lot, but I mean, I feel like if you one of the people who really want the best and the most out of your life, like I just said, I just feel like you need to tap into a higher source. And God, we're made in the image of God. Right. Man, God is great. I promise you. Like, it is not. And I had to go from being, this is a whole nother conversation. I had to go from being religious to my spiritual self. Oh, that was a whole another spiritual bondage, thing that was placed, in us, and my people and everyone around me thinking, well, making me think that I'm supposed to be this big religious person. But I realized that religion, prepares you for heaven. The kingdom prepares you to go out to the world, And so I just feel like that, if you want to really be healed and find your purpose, you need to tap into a higher power. Like, it's okay. Yeah. You know what you like to do, this, that, and third, like I just stated, but I just got to reiterate, like, you're supposed to do more, you're in a position that God wants to call you great, not just good, and he's going to give you different passions for different seasons, for you to tap into. Like, but I feel like everybody need to tap into a higher source, and preferably for God. But the first thing you want to do, you have to believe that you deserve everything that you want. That's the main thing with shifting your mindset. There's no way you can shift your mindset if you don't first initially believe that you deserve it. Everything, whether you deserve the house, you deserve the new car, you deserve the relationship, the long-lasting marriage, because your parents didn't have that. You deserve wealth. You deserve to be that chosen one in your generation to create wealth and not let it go past and put that on your daughter. Because me, like, I promise you, after my accident, like I said, I cry about it sometimes. Like, even now, knowing what I'm doing and how I'm actually breaking generational curses. Like my shirt say, do not disturb. I'm currently breaking generational curses. Like, I'm not playing. Like, I'm not playing, but I want people to know, that you are a king, you are a queen. And like, once you know who you are, where you going, what you here for, what you can do, and, and where you come from, everything else gonna change.
Dope. So if people want to tap in with you, where can they find you? All the things you got going on, where can they find you at?
Well, I have two main Instagrams, I guess you could say. The real Meranda Harris. Meranda, Meranda Harris. So that's the real Meranda Harris. And my main Instagram, Hood Queen Ryan. Hood Queen _RIA. Gotcha. And then I'm on Facebook, Meranda Mariah Harris. And so, so I have journals and everything coming out. I have journals for people with mental health, because, sometimes we can't just go to we don't want to talk to someone, one-on-one. We don't want people to know our business, but you looking at a harmless paper, and that's giving you the guidelines on how to become whole, happy, free, healed, and purpose. Like, I'm talking about, I'm putting everything in my journals, and it's going to be 7 journals in all, but I'm going to start off, of course, with 1. And they're really dope. They dope for the culture, like, like they more so I'm trying to normalize, mental health, something that need to be, like, it should be the same way we go to the store and get a shirt, get some shoes. It should be normal for us to go somewhere and just pick up some journals or some books for our mental health, for our physical health, for our spiritual health, for our financial health. You get what I'm saying? Sure. And so it's gonna be dope names like Victory Lab. Shout out to Nipsey, because when I was thinking about it, I was like, when I was thinking about it, I got Nipsey in my room to the right of me, a poster, and I got Meat to the left of me. So that's my vibes in my room. So I was like, God, I want to make dope names, for that's culture. I want to make, and so Nipsey, it just came in my head. He was like, last time that I checked, and I was like, I was like, oh, Nip, I was like, yo, that can be the planner. I was like, that can be the planner name. You planning, but it's like you checking to see what you got going on today. And then I got one called Victory Lap. The Victory Lap one is that's help people remember, reflect, revive. They're just the 3 main things that I teach people and that I help people with, when I do life coaching and mentoring or whatever. Remember, reflect, revive. And I got another one called Dreams and Nightmares. because it's a dream come true to want to be healed, but it's a nightmare when you got to forgive. And so that's another method that people have to do in order, to heal and, find your purpose. You have to forgive. And so I named that dreams and nightmares, and that's for healing and forgiving. Right. And it's just really dope. Let's go on and on. So I got that going on mostly this year. Because like I said, and a lot of people can't even afford a therapist. Yeah, and sure. Counseling, and so I feel like it would be really dope, and this will really help normalize mental health, because it's going to be culture tailored. I'm not one of the females that's going to write, that's going to just do the whole girly this, that, and the third. It's going to be for men and women. Right. So I'm really like putting my all into it.
For sure. Super dope. Well, thank you so much, Queen, for coming on and blessing us with the gems and the knowledge. So again, man, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming on, and we got to do this again. We can't,
super dope.
Definitely though. Y'all are dope. I love what y'all doing, and I wish y'all nothing but peace and blessings.
We appreciate that. Same to you. Millennials versus the world. It's your boy K. Mims.
OG Meso.
I thought you was Mike.
Don't tee me up.
They ain't ready for it. They was sleeping on us. Yeah, I know that they were snoring, but they waking up the triple doubles. Yeah.